Welcome everyone and thank you for joining us today on this fascinating journey into the world of rare coins, a world where even a small piece of copper can carry a fortune and tell a story of history, mistakes, and unexpected fortune. Today we are diving deep into one of the most legendary coins in American numismatics, the 1944 1-cent wheat penny. A coin that has captured the imagination of collectors and treasure hunters alike and has earned a staggering value of $21 million in exceptional cases due to its extraordinary errors and anomalies that are as intriguing as they are rare. From the outset, it's important to understand the historical context of this penny, minted during the final year of World War II, a time when the United States Mint faced unique challenges due to the war effort. Copper was needed for ammunition and other military equipment, and as a result, the minting of pennies underwent significant changes. The 1944 pennies were primarily struck in a composition of bronze, which is 75% copper and 25% tin and zinc, unlike the previous 1943 steel cents, which were made of steel coated with zinc to conserve copper for the war. However, in the case of the 1944 wheat penny, a fascinating and incredibly rare error occurred. Some of these coins were accidentally struck on leftover steel planchets from 1943, resulting in what collectors now refer to as the 1944 steel penny, a true numismatic marvel. This error alone makes these coins extremely valuable, as the combination of the Denver Mint designation, the leftover steel planchet, and the historical context creates a perfect storm for rarity. The errors on these coins are not limited to metal composition alone. There are also varieties of die cracks, double dies, off-center strikes, and repunched mint marks that can occur on the 1944 pennies. Each of these errors adds layers of uniqueness. For example, some coins feature a doubling of the D mint mark, an anomaly that occurs when the mint mark is accidentally punched more than once during the striking process. This creates a distinct visual effect that collectors find irresistible. The doubling may appear subtle to the untrained eye, but it can dramatically increase the coin's market value. Another fascinating error to explore is the off-center strike. In some extremely rare cases, the coin is struck slightly off-center, meaning that the design is not perfectly aligned on the planchet. These off-center coins are highly sought after because each one is unique. No two coins will have the exact same misalignment. Similarly, die cracks occur when the coin dies themselves develop small fractures due to wear and stress. When a coin is struck with a cracked die, raised lines or irregularities appear on the surface of the penny. These die cracks can be minor or dramatic, and the most dramatic cracks create visually stunning and extremely rare coins that command high prices at auction. One of the most intriguing possibilities for the 1944 wheat penny is the occurrence of planchet flaws. In some rare instances, the metal blank, or planchet, used for striking the penny may have impurities, laminations, or incomplete alloy mixtures. These imperfections can result in pennies with unusual textures, colors, or even thin spots that make each coin visually distinct and highly collectible. For instance, a penny struck on a lamination error might have a portion of the surface peeling away or a different metallic luster that immediately catches the eye of numismatists. Furthermore, the 1944 wheat penny's value is also amplified by the sheer story behind its creation. Consider that the D mint mark signifies it was produced at the Denver Mint, which during the war years had slightly different production processes and quality control standards compared to the Philadelphia or San Francisco mints. This minor historical nuance contributes to the desirability of the coin. Collectors are often drawn not only to the physical errors but also to the narrative that each coin carries. A coin that survived the transition from wartime steel shortages to post-war bronze production is a testament to history. Its rarity is compounded by survival rates. Over the decades, many pennies from the 1944 series have been lost, circulated to the point of wear, or melted down, making well-preserved examples exceedingly rare, particularly those that exhibit the notable errors. It's also important to note that the value of $21 million is usually attributed to coins in exceptional condition and with the most dramatic and rare errors. For example, a 1944 steel penny that has been preserved in mint condition with clear doubling of the D mint mark and visible die cracks would be considered a near priceless specimen. Even pennies with less dramatic errors can fetch significant sums. ranging from hundreds of thousands to several $1,000,000, depending on rarity and condition. And the market for these coins is dynamic, with serious collectors and investors constantly on the lookout for any chance to acquire a coin with verified errors. The rarity and value are also influenced by grading systems. Professional grading organizations such as PCGS and NGC assess the coin's condition on a scale that ranges from poor to perfect mint state. A 1944 Dewey penny with sharp details, no corrosion, and distinct errors will receive a higher grade, which in turn exponentially increases its market value. And when you combine a high-grade coin with a rare error, the result can be an astronomical price. Beyond the physical characteristics, the psychological allure of owning such a coin cannot be understated. Collectors are fascinated by the stories behind minting errors, the tiny historical accidents that elevate a common 1-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure. There's also a thrill in knowing that owning such a coin means holding a piece of history that very few people will ever see or possess. It's a tangible connection to the 1940s, to a period of war, industrial change, and human error. And in the world of numismatics, this combination of rarity, historical significance, and the visual intrigue of errors is what drives extraordinary value. Moreover, the 1944 Dewey penny demonstrates the unpredictable nature of coin collecting. A coin originally minted as a small denomination intended for everyday use suddenly becomes one of the most sought-after coins in the world. It highlights how mistakes, oversights, or unforeseen circumstances in production can result in objects of immense desirability. The metal composition errors, the die anomalies, the mint mark mistakes, and the off-center strikes all converge to create a perfect storm of rarity. Every scratch, misalignment, and unique metal inclusion tells a story. And for collectors, owning a piece of this story is invaluable. It's not just about monetary worth but the thrill of discovery, the challenge of authentication, and the satisfaction of securing a tangible link to history. Even casual collectors often dream of stumbling upon a 1944 Dewey penny with an unusual error, something that could potentially change the course of their collecting journey, or even their financial life. And the possibilities are endless. From finding a coin with an unlisted die crack to discovering a previously unknown variant in circulation, each discovery fuels the excitement and keeps the field of numismatics dynamic and engaging. To understand the full scale of what makes this penny worth $21 million, one must appreciate the convergence of factors: extreme rarity, historical significance, dramatic minting errors, impeccable preservation, and the market demand fueled by collectors who recognize its importance. It's also a testament to the enduring fascination with coins as artifacts, small yet powerful carriers of history, and the 1944 Dewey penny exemplifies this perfectly. Every scratch, every doubled mint mark, every off-center strike, every metallurgical mistake represents not just a flaw but an opportunity to own something that very few people on Earth will ever see. The excitement of unearthing a coin with these characteristics is part of what has made stories of the 1944 Dewey penny so popular on collector forums, in auction houses, and among treasure hunters. It's a coin that sparks imagination, curiosity, and sometimes even obsession, because when a 1-cent coin can reach valuations in the tens of millions, it transforms from pocket change into a legendary artifact. The 1944 Dewey penny also opens the door to discussions about minting processes, quality control, and the fascinating ways in which human and mechanical error intersect to create objects of extreme desirability. It's a lesson in how imperfections can be more valuable than perfection, and how rarity is not just about quantity but about uniqueness. Each error on a 1944 Dewey penny is a fingerprint of the past, a small imperfection that carries immense historical weight. And in the world of high-end numismatics, these fingerprints are everything. Whether it's a doubled die that gives the coin a ghostly appearance, a subtle die crack that adds texture, a slightly off-center strike that makes each coin truly one of a kind, or a metal composition anomaly that turns a bronze penny into a steel rarity, the coin becomes a testament to the unpredictable beauty of minting history. Next, 1946 USA Wheat penny, a coin that has stunned collectors and investors alike with its remarkable rarity, unique errors, and astonishing market value of $19 million in certain exceptional cases, As we explore the history, errors, and possibilities that make this penny a true numismatic treasure, it's important to start with the historical backdrop. The year 1946 was a period of transition for the United States. Just after the end of World War II, the country was shifting from wartime production back to peacetime industry. The coins minted during this period, including the wheat penny series, were struck on bronze planchets composed of 75% copper and 25% tin and zinc, unlike the steel pennies produced during 1943 to conserve copper for the war effort. But what sets the 1946 wheat penny apart from typical coins is a combination of production anomalies, minting errors, and the sheer rarity of high-grade specimens that have survived the decades. One of the most notable features collectors seek is the occurrence of doubled dies, an error that occurs when the die used to strike the coin has been misaligned during engraving or use, resulting in a faint or dramatic doubling of design elements such as the date, lettering, or wheat stalks. On some 1946 pennies, the doubling can be seen clearly in the 1946 date itself or on the inscriptions, 1 cent, and United States of America. And coins exhibiting this doubling are instantly more desirable due to their rarity and visual appeal. Another intriguing error that can appear on the 1946 wheat penny is off-center strikes. Sometimes during the striking process, the planchet does not sit perfectly aligned with the coin die, and as a result, part of the design is missing or shifted to one side. These off-center coins are highly collectible because each one is unique. No two off-center coins will have the exact same degree of misalignment. Furthermore, planchet flaws are also a key factor in the 1946 wheat penny's value. In rare cases, the metal blanks used for striking may contain impurities, laminations, or inconsistencies in the bronze alloy, and when struck, these imperfections create coins with unusual textures, surface irregularities, or metallic discolorations. Such errors make the coins stand out and contribute significantly to their market value. One of the most sought-after varieties in the 1946 series is the repunched mint mark, particularly for coins minted in Denver, marked with a D, or San Francisco, marked with an S. During minting, the mint mark punch can occasionally slip or be repunched, leaving a visible doubling or shadow effect. These minor anomalies may appear subtle to an untrained eye but are highly prized by experienced collectors. The survival rate of high-quality 1946 wheat pennies is another critical factor in their extraordinary value. Many coins from this era were circulated heavily, subjected to wear, corrosion, or even lost entirely, so a specimen with a sharp strike, clear details, and preserved surfaces is exceedingly rare. And when such a coin also exhibits one or more notable errors, its value skyrockets. The combination of historical context, rarity, and visual anomalies is what drives the remarkable $19 million valuation that some specimens achieve. Additionally, die cracks are another fascinating feature that can elevate the value of a 1946 wheat penny. Over time, the dies used in the striking process develop fractures due to repeated stress and wear. When a coin is struck with a cracked die, raised lines or irregularities appear on the surface, sometimes forming intricate patterns that are visually striking and extremely rare. The more prominent or unusual the die crack, the higher the collector interest and the greater the market price, beyond physical errors. The allure of owning a 1946 wheat penny is also tied to its historical narrative, minted just after the end of World War II. These coins symbolize a pivotal moment in American history, a period of optimism, reconstruction, and transition from wartime austerity to peacetime prosperity. For collectors, each coin is a tangible connection to that era, embodying both historical significance and the human stories behind its creation. Some of the most valuable 1946 pennies have also been discovered with unique die varieties. Subtle differences in the engravings, wheat stalk details, or letter spacing that distinguish them from the standard issues. These variations are meticulously catalogued by numismatists and add additional layers of rarity and interest. The market for 1946 wheat pennies is highly competitive, with professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC assessing coins on a scale from poor to mint state. A high-grade coin with sharp details, clear error marks, and minimal wear is considered near priceless. Particularly when the error is dramatic or previously undocumented, collectors often pay premiums for coins that are visually stunning and historically significant, which is why the $19 million figure is not just a random valuation but a reflection of the extreme rarity and demand for these extraordinary coins. The 1946 wheat penny also exemplifies the unpredictable nature of numismatics. A coin intended for everyday circulation suddenly becomes a legend due to small production anomalies, human or mechanical errors, and the survival of exceptionally preserved specimens. Errors like doubled dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, and repunched mint marks all converge to create coins that are visually captivating, historically fascinating, and financially valuable. The thrill of discovering such a coin cannot be overstated. Even small errors can dramatically increase the worth. Collectors often search for decades to find one with the perfect combination of rarity, condition, and anomaly. And this is what makes the 1946 wheat penny so legendary. Furthermore, planchet variations and metallurgical anomalies play a crucial role in the coin's market value. The bronze alloy used during 1946 occasionally contains slight inconsistencies or impurities that could affect the weight, luster, or color of the finished coin. Some coins may display unusual shades ranging from deep brown to reddish hues or even hints of greenish toning due to chemical reactions over decades. These visual distinctions make each coin unique and highly collectible. In addition, the minting process at Denver and San Francisco introduced small, often subtle differences in strikes and finishes. The D and S mint marks themselves, when doubled, repunched, or irregularly formed, further add to the coin's uniqueness, and for collectors, owning a 1946 wheat penny with these traits is a remarkable achievement. It represents not only financial investment but also a tangible piece of history. A direct connection to the post-war era, the interplay between rarity, historical significance, and visually appealing errors is what drives the coin's market value to astronomical levels. Auction houses regularly report sales of high-grade 1946 wheat pennies with notable errors fetching millions of dollars, and coins that combine multiple error types, pristine condition, and historical interest can even approach or exceed the $19 million mark. The psychological allure of owning such a coin is immense. Collectors are captivated not just by the monetary value but by the story, the rarity, and the challenge of acquiring an object that is truly one of a kind. Each doubled die, off-center strike, die crack, or metallurgical anomaly tells a story of human oversight, mechanical imperfection, and historical circumstance, transforming an ordinary 1-cent coin into an extraordinary treasure. The excitement of discovery, the challenge of authentication, and the prestige of owning a coin that very few people in the world have seen are all part of what makes the 1946 wheat penny so valuable and revered. In fact, some collectors spend years meticulously searching through circulated coins, dealer collections, and estate sales just to find a specimen with the right combination of rarity, condition, and error. And when such a coin is found, it instantly becomes the crown jewel of any collection. The 1946 wheat penny also serves as a perfect example of how imperfections can create value. The minute mistakes made during minting, whether doubling, off-centering, die cracks, repunched mint marks, or metal inconsistencies, are what elevate the coin from common circulation to a legend in numismatics. Each coin is a miniature historical document, a snapshot of 1946, a tangible connection to the past, a representation of the mint's technology, process, and human involvement. And in the world of coin collecting, these features are priceless. The rarity, combined with the high demand from collectors, investors, and enthusiasts, is what justifies the staggering valuation of $19 million. Even coins with less dramatic errors or lower-grade conditions can still command substantial sums due to their scarcity and historical significance. The 1946 wheat penny's status as a post-war coin adds additional layers of appeal, representing a period of recovery, hope. Next, 1958 1-cent wheat penny, a coin that might just be sitting quietly in your pocket or drawer, holding a potential fortune of $15 million. And today, we are going to explore every detail that makes this coin not just rare, but incredibly valuable to collectors, investors, and history buffs alike. So sit back and immerse yourself in this journey through errors, mistakes, and the unique circumstances that have propelled the 1958 wheat penny into the stratosphere of numismatic value, starting with a bit of history, because understanding its background is crucial to appreciating why it commands such a staggering price. In 1958, the United States Mint was producing millions of pennies, yet within this production, certain anomalies occurred, anomalies that today are recognized as errors and mistakes, and these imperfections, far from reducing the coin's value, have in fact made it a coveted collector's item. Each 1958 penny was intended to have a standard design, featuring the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the wheat stalks on the reverse, but due to a combination of human error, mechanical issues, and sheer chance, a small number of these coins were struck in ways that deviated from the intended design, creating variations that are extremely rare and highly prized. One of the most common types of errors in the 1958 wheat penny is known as the double die obverse, a phenomenon that occurs when the coin is struck more than once, slightly off register, causing the design to appear doubled, most noticeably in the lettering of the word Liberty and the date itself. This doubling effect is subtle to the untrained eye but highly sought after by serious collectors because it represents a tangible glimpse into the minting process and a deviation that is not easily replicated. Another significant error that can appear on the 1958 wheat penny is the off-center strike, which happens when the coin blank, also called a planchet, is not perfectly aligned with the dies during striking, resulting in a portion of the design being missing or partially visible. These coins can range from slightly off-center to dramatically misaligned, with some examples showing only a fragment of Lincoln's profile or a sliver of the wheat stalks, and the degree of off-centering directly influences the coin's rarity and value. Coins that are off-center by more than 50% are exceedingly rare and can sell for astronomical sums at auction. In addition to these striking errors, the 1958 wheat penny can also feature die cracks and die breaks, which occur when the steel dies used to strike coins develop fractures due to stress over time. These cracks imprint themselves onto the coin as raised lines or anomalies in the metal, and each crack is unique, making every coin with this type of error a one-of-a-kind collectible. Some collectors actively seek out coins with dramatic die breaks because they serve as a physical record of the coin's creation and the imperfections inherent in the minting process. Another fascinating mistake that can occur is the presence of a repunched mint mark, which is when the mint mark, typically a small D for Denver or S for San Francisco, is struck more than once in slightly different positions, leading to a doubling or shadow effect that numismatists find extremely appealing. The 1958 wheat penny from Denver with this repunched mint mark is particularly rare and can fetch a high price among those who specialize in mint mark varieties. In some cases, the errors are so dramatic that they change the visual balance of the coin, turning what was intended to be a uniform and symmetrical piece of currency into an artistic anomaly. And these variations are not merely aesthetic. They are proof of the intricate and delicate process that goes into coin production. And they reveal the very human nature of minting, because despite the sophisticated machinery, mistakes happen, and these mistakes create a window into history that collectors treasure. The value of the 1958 wheat penny is further amplified by the fact that it represents a transitional period in U.S. coinage, as the country was still using the wheat design on pennies before switching to the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. This means that coins from this era are naturally more collectible because they signify the end of one design phase and the rarity of surviving high-quality specimens is significant. Additionally, the metal composition of the 1958 penny, primarily consisting of copper with small amounts of tin and zinc, contributes to its longevity, and coins that have maintained excellent condition, free from corrosion, scratches, or other damage, are exceptionally rare and highly sought after. These pristine coins, combined with the errors and mistakes, create a perfect storm of desirability that drives prices into the millions. When evaluating the worth of a 1958 wheat penny, collectors and experts examine every minute detail, from the sharpness of Lincoln's facial features to the clarity of the wheat stalks, from the alignment of the mint mark to the presence of doubling or die cracks, and even the tiniest anomaly can add substantial value. This level of scrutiny is what separates ordinary coins from extraordinary ones, and explains why certain specimens have been valued at a staggering $15 million, the appeal of owning such a coin goes beyond financial investment. It is a tangible piece of history, a conversation starter, a museum-quality artifact that represents both the craftsmanship and the occasional imperfection of American coinage. Many collectors describe the thrill of finding a 1958 wheat penny with an error as akin to discovering a hidden treasure. Because the rarity is so pronounced and the historical significance so profound, it becomes more than money. It becomes a story, a link to the past, and a source of personal pride. Furthermore, the market for rare coins like the 1958 wheat penny is robust and global, with collectors, investors, and enthusiasts all seeking out the most exceptional examples. Auctions for such coins often attract intense bidding wars, with prices skyrocketing as competitive buyers recognize the uniqueness of the piece and the potential for long-term appreciation. The social and cultural significance of these coins also plays a role, as owning a coin valued at $15 million is not just about numismatic interest. It is a statement of prestige, knowledge, and passion for history, and this adds an intangible element to the coin's worth, beyond the intrinsic metal value and documented errors. Another aspect that contributes to the staggering valuation of the 1958 wheat penny is provenance, or the documented history of the coin's ownership. Coins that can be traced back through collections, auctions, or notable individuals are more valuable because their authenticity is beyond question. And this transparency adds confidence for buyers and collectors, making them willing to pay a premium. As we explore the various types of errors and mistakes further, it becomes clear that each one tells a story, from slight die misalignments to dramatic double strikes. Each imperfection is a window into the complex process of coin minting, the human oversight, and the mechanical challenges that can occur in mass production. And for the 1958 wheat penny, these factors converge to create a level of rarity that few coins can match. It is also worth noting that market trends, collector interest, and historical significance interact in ways that amplify the coin's value. For instance, as more people learn about the rarity and potential worth of 1958 wheat pennies through YouTube channels, collector forums, and online marketplaces, demand naturally increases, driving prices higher and creating a feedback loop where rarity and desirability reinforce each other. The psychology of collecting cannot be underestimated in understanding why a coin with errors can command such a remarkable price. Collectors are not merely buying metal, they are buying history, uniqueness, and the thrill of ownership, all of which converge in the case of the 1958 wheat penny. And when considering the specific errors, mistakes, and possibilities, it is important to highlight that no two error coins are exactly alike. Even if they are the same type of mistake, each coin has subtle variations that make it distinct, from minor doubling to large off-center strikes, from tiny die cracks to prominent mint mark repunching. This individuality adds layers of value and intrigue. Some coins have been discovered in circulation decades after minting, showing wear yet retaining identifiable errors, and these examples demonstrate the enduring legacy of the 1958 wheat penny. The combination of age, rarity, and error type makes even worn coins desirable to collectors who are looking to complete or expand their collections. Moreover, grading plays a critical role in determining value, as professional grading services assess the condition of the coin, assign it a grade, and provide certification. Coins with high grades, particularly those that are error-free aside from the intended anomalies, are rare finds, and when paired with known errors, these coins become almost legendary in the numismatic world. In conclusion, next, 1945 USA wheat penny, a coin that has captured the hearts, imaginations, and wallets of collectors around the world due to its incredible rarity, unique errors, historical significance, and its staggering market value of $17 million in its most exceptional forms. To truly understand what makes this penny so valuable, we must first consider the historical context in which it was minted. 1945 was the final year of World War II, a time of immense change and transition in the United States. The country was shifting from wartime production to peacetime recovery, and the U.S. Mint was adjusting its operations to meet the demands of circulation while dealing with metal shortages. The 1945 wheat penny was struck on bronze planchets composed of 75% copper and 25% tin and zinc. A return to traditional copper-based coinage after the steel cents of 1943. Yet even with this seemingly standard composition, certain coins emerged with anomalies, errors, and variations that would ultimately make them among the most sought-after and valuable pennies in American numismatics. One of the most compelling errors collectors seek in 1945 wheat pennies is the doubled die, an anomaly caused when the die used to strike the coin has misaligned features, producing a doubling effect on elements such as the date, lettering, or wheat stalks. Some 1945 pennies exhibit doubling on the 1945 date, while others may show doubling in inscriptions like 1 cent or United States of America. And coins displaying this error are immediately more desirable because they are extremely rare and visually striking. Off-center strikes are another prominent error found in some 1945 wheat pennies. This occurs when the planchet is misaligned in the coin press during striking, resulting in a portion of the design being missing or shifted. These off-center coins are prized because each one is unique. The degree of misalignment varies from coin to coin, making every specimen truly one of a kind. Die cracks also contribute significantly to the rarity and value of the 1945 wheat penny, as the dies used in the minting process gradually develop fractures due to repeated use. When a coin is struck with a cracked die, raised lines appear across its surface. Some die cracks are minor, while others create intricate and visually stunning patterns. The more pronounced and unusual the crack, the greater the collector interest and market value. Repunched mint marks are yet another fascinating feature that can be found on 1945 pennies, particularly for coins minted in Denver, marked with a D, or in San Francisco, marked with an S. In some instances, the mint mark was accidentally punched more than once or slightly misaligned during striking, leaving a shadow or doubling effect. Coins with such anomalies are highly prized by numismatists for their rarity and distinctiveness. Planchet flaws also play a crucial role in the coin's value. Occasionally, the metal blanks used for striking contained impurities or laminations, which created coins with unusual textures, surface irregularities, or subtle color variations. Some examples display reddish, brown, or even hints of greenish toning due to chemical reactions over decades, making them instantly recognizable to collectors and extremely desirable in the market. The 1945 wheat penny also benefits from the historical significance of the year itself. Being the final year of the war, these coins symbolize the end of a global conflict and the transition into post-war America. Collectors value these coins not just for their errors and anomalies, but also for the tangible connection they provide to a pivotal period in history. Rare varieties within the 1945 series, such as subtle differences in letter spacing, wheat stalk design, or doubling of the mint mark, are meticulously catalogued by numismatists, adding layers of intrigue and value. While these differences may seem minor to casual observers, experts recognize them as highly significant, often dramatically affecting the coin's market price. Preservation and condition are also critical factors in determining the value of a 1945 wheat penny. While millions of pennies were minted, the number of specimens that survived in pristine or near-mint condition is extremely low. Many coins suffered heavy circulation, environmental damage, or were lost entirely, making high-grade examples with clear details exceedingly rare, and when combined with notable errors, these coins can reach astronomical valuations of $17 million or more. The market for 1945 wheat pennies is dynamic and competitive, with professional grading companies such as PCGS and NGC evaluating coins on a scale ranging from poor to mint state, coins with exceptional condition, well-preserved surfaces, and notable errors are considered near priceless. And when multiple errors or unique varieties are present, the coins can achieve record-breaking prices at auction. Even coins with less dramatic errors or lower grades still command significant attention and value due to their scarcity and historical significance. Doubling, off-center strikes, die cracks, repunched mint marks, and planchet flaws all converge to create coins that are not only visually captivating but historically significant and financially valuable. Collectors and investors alike are drawn to the thrill of discovery, the prestige of ownership, and the connection to a tangible piece of history. Each 1945 wheat penny tells a story, whether through a doubled die that creates a ghostly image, an off-center strike that ensures the coin is completely unique, a die crack that adds texture and visual intrigue, or a metallurgical anomaly that produces a distinctive luster or coloration. Collectively, these features transform an ordinary penny into an extraordinary collectible. The rarity and demand for 1945 wheat pennies are reflected in auction results, where high-grade specimens with notable errors consistently fetch millions of dollars, and coins that combine multiple anomalies with pristine preservation have the potential to reach the $17 million mark. Beyond monetary considerations, owning a 1945 wheat penny provides collectors with a connection to history, a physical artifact from the final year of World War II, reflecting the mint's processes, craftsmanship, and the subtle interplay of human and mechanical factors that produced unique coins. Planchet variations, including slight inconsistencies in the bronze alloy or laminations, can create coins with distinctive surfaces, colors, or textures, further enhancing their appeal and collectability. Subtle differences between coins produced in Denver, Philadelphia, or San Francisco add another layer of interest, ensuring that each 1945 wheat penny is a unique piece of history. The combination of historical significance, rarity, and visually striking anomalies drives the extraordinary market value. Even coins without dramatic errors can still command high prices due to scarcity and condition. The 1945 wheat penny demonstrates how small imperfections, coupled with survival over decades and historical importance, can create coins of immense fascination and value. Doubling, off-center strikes, die cracks, repunched mint marks, and unique planchet flaws converge to make each coin truly one of a kind. Collectors are captivated by the story, the historical connection, and the challenge of acquiring a rare and exceptional specimen. The psychological appeal of owning such a coin is immense, representing prestige, accomplishment, and a tangible link to a remarkable moment in history. Many collectors spend years carefully searching through circulation coins, dealer inventories, and estate sales, hoping to find a 1945 wheat penny with the ideal combination of condition, rarity, and error, and when such a coin is found, it instantly becomes the centerpiece of a collection, demonstrating the unique dynamics of numismatics, where minute errors, mechanical anomalies, or metallurgical variations can transform a 1-cent coin into a legendary treasure. Each doubled die, off-center strike, die crack, repunched mint mark, or planchet flaw contributes to the story, rarity, and incredible value, elevating the coin from ordinary currency to a piece of history. A testament to the mint's technology, production processes, and the interplay of chance and craftsmanship. For investors, the 1945 wheat penny represents a tangible, scarce asset with historical importance and financial potential, while for collectors it embodies the thrill of discovery, the challenge of authentication, and the prestige of owning a coin few others will ever encounter. The interplay between rarity, history, and visual anomalies is what drives the $17 million valuation for the most exceptional specimens, making the 1945 wheat penny one of the most sought after coins in the world. From doubling of dies to off-center strikes, die cracks, repunched mint marks, and planchet flaws, each coin tells a story of history, craftsmanship, and chance, creating an object that is not only financially valuable but deeply fascinating. The 1945 wheat penny is a perfect illustration of how small imperfections, when combined with historical significance and survival over decades, can produce a coin that is both legendary